Hey, thanks for joining me. Sean Nightfire here. Going to show you how to save money on your electric bill using a few components. Now, my power company has a plan called time of service, and a lot of other power companies have that. It's for me, whereas normally I would spend about 12 cents a kilowatt hour every hour throughout the day. If you go to the time of service plan, it's like 19 cents in the afternoons when you're closer to the summer, and then in the winter, when you're closer to the winter, it would be in the mornings. But then it's only 4 cents from 10 to 5 a.m., 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., and then about 8 cents every hour after that. The reason power companies are able to do this is because, well, they have to have those turbines spinning, and during the nighttime, it's very inefficient because nobody's using power. And during peak hours, it's really hard for them to keep up with load. So they offer this time of service. A lot of power companies do that. Most people don't go to this plan because they live a normal 9 to 5, and well, they end up paying more. However, if you have the right components, you can make it work. So several things you're going to do to make this work. EG4 Chargeverter. This is kind of a one-of-a-kind item. It's a giant AC to DC converter, batteries, and of course an inverter. And the last thing you're going to need is a way to power that chargeverter at night. So we're going to use the cheap power from night to charge our batteries, and then throughout the day we're going to use them to save money. Okay, so you're going to have to, and that's going to be the focus on this video, is making a, outlet for that chargeverter. Now, that's a 240 outlet. Now, you can make it work with 110 volt, but you're only going to make like 1,500 watts. I used a NEMA 30 240 volt, so it's almost 6,000 watts, about 4 times what you get for a normal like 120 outlet. Now, I thought about going NEMA 50, and then later I could use it for an EV charger. That would require 6-3 cable, everything just double sized, and then you need a really hardy, like $100 EV plug. So I didn't need all that power, and even if I did get a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, you can get quite a bit of power with EV or the 30 amp. And 80% rule, whenever you're doing a constant charge, like such as the EV or this EG4, you only want to do about 80%. So I don't want to go above 24 amps out of this outlet, which is right at the max of that EG4 Chargeverter. So again, that's going to be the focus of this video. As always, the caveats: not electrician, for entertainment purposes only. Always use a professional. Yeah, whatever. All right, so starting from the breaker box, I'm going to show you how to connect everything out. Let me pan over to the side here. And I'm not going to open up the breaker box, but I'll try to put some overlays to show you what I did. I used 10-3 cable. 10-3 can go up to 30 amps. So like I said, if I'm doing a constant 24 amp draw, that's what I'm going to use. If I look a little rough, it's because I'm been working under the car. I added a 30 amp breaker. Right now it's during the day, so I have it in the off position. 30 amp, just get the breaker that matches. I have all my wires for my house are coming from the top, so I came from the bottom. And again, I used 10-3 cable, and it's a lot easier to work with, again, than 6-3 if you want to do the 50 amp NEMA. So I had to make an access hole. I got to clean this up a little bit. Ran it through one of the, I guess, beams or joists, whatever you call it, and then straight up to this little outlet here. This is all, and then the conduit is going to be 3/4 inch conduit. Now you want to have at least 3/4 inch conduit to make the 10-30 work. It's you have to have enough room. You can run Romex through conduit. However, it's got to have enough room, and to do that, you have to have at least 3/4. especially with these elbows here. So I ran that up through this little outlet, and my kind of system looks a little bit Dr. Zeus, but it's a ground. All right, camera shut off for some reason. Anyway, so run the 10-3 cable to this little outlet box, EV or 1430 NEMA plug-in, and from this point to and including the breaker and all the wire and conduit in between, it was about $150, which isn't bad. If I would have used the 1450 with the bigger wire and everything else, especially this really good EV connector that can handle like 42 amps, it would be double, maybe even triple the price. And like I said, this is probably still enough for a welder if I ever get one, and most, plug-in hybrids. And yeah, it works just fine. So yeah, I power this at night. Now I did some efficiency tests, and this has about, it goes from up to 100 amps output. I could only go up to 94 amps for whatever reason, maybe because I'm running 248 volts. But anyways, I did some efficiency tests. At 20% output, I was at 89%. At 95 amps, which was the max I could put out, was 87.5. And then about 89% everything in between there. So not the 94% that EG4 claims. I never got close to that. So you got to factor in, we'll say about 90% efficiency loss there. And then going back from DC to AC using the inverter, most HF inverters around 90%. So about 80% loss in efficiency when you're charging that up night and then putting it back to AC. So you got to factor that in. But even that factored in, for me, it was worth it. Now I need to get a few more batteries. I have about 14 kilowatt hours. So I would like to have about 20 kilowatt hours. I also have solar supplementing me, but on the high overcast days with 20 kilowatts, I could probably make it through most days, depending on what I'm doing. So yeah, that way I'm only paying 4 cents per kilowatt hour, and it'd be pretty nice. So what else? Yeah, I only need to run this about 50% to charge my batteries. Even then, it's, sorry about that. Camera keeps on shutting down. But anyways, any questions about any of this stuff, hit them up in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and see you next time.